It's got a little bop. It's got a little bop in it, doesn't it? Made your head rock a little bit. Your feet were tapping. Oh, did you get dancing in your seat maybe? The cut's called Quintastic from my man Deon Yates. And that is off his latest project, which is
How do I
called
really feel?
Where? Give me 1 second here. I got it. When we meet again. Well, I could have just asked Deon. Yeah, I got Deon on the line. Hey, Deon Yates, how you feeling today?
Hey, what's happening, Brother Blake? What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I am absolutely fantastic. How about yourself?
Hey, man, I can't complain, man. I'm blessed to be above ground, brother. You know how it is.
Yes, I do. That I surely do. Well, folks, Deon is a native of the D, Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City. Deon's performed with some of Detroit's top jazz musicians. He started performing at the age of 14. He was doing this thing with Marcus Belgrave, Donald Walden, Harold McKinney, Regina Carter, who's like one of my favorite violinists, Roy Brooks. I mean, God, I love that girl. Roy Brooks and Kenny Cox, just to name a few. Man, how many people did you actually play with starting at the age of 14?
Oh, man. It's a big number because, Detroit is a music town anyway.
Right.
So, from an early age, I was mentored by, like, Detroit legends like Marcus Belgrave. Matter of fact, the founder of the Detroit Rhythm and Blues Funk Brothers was one of my mentors, Earl Van Dyke.
Okay.
So when I was in high school, man, these were our teachers and our mentors, and that's how we actually started gigging at such a young age because they would take us on gigs with them. We were kids, man. We would just happen to be out being, playing somewhere. We'll give like a couple of bucks, maybe a hamburger or something. We didn't know until later on that these guys was making good money. We were just happy to be out there playing. But that kind of groomed us by being able to play with all these cats, man. Growing up, I played keyboards too. I played with a lot of the rhythm and blues groups, and a lot of blues acts growing up in Detroit. So I played keyboards behind the floaters. I played behind the contours. This is all before the age of 25. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. And that's like grooving. Matter of fact, you hanging out in clubs where you can't even drink.
I know. I wasn't even old enough to get into
You wasn't old enough to get in.
There was a jazz club in downtown Detroit called Birch. And every year during the jazz festival, he would have live entertainment on 2 floors.
Mm-hmm.
And when Donald Walden or Larry Smith or the big jazz cats would perform, we would go up and play during the break. So he would have nonstop music, and our payback then was like a hamburger and a Coke.
Ooh, wow, look at us.
And we was doing it. We thought we was doing something.
I know. So how many instruments do you play?
I play a few well, a few not so well because I haven't played them in very long. But, my musical father, my band teacher in junior high school, Hosea Taylor, he wanted me to be a music teacher. So he made me learn something in every family.
Okay.
So I have learned and I can play all the saxophones, clarinet, oboe, bassoon, trumpet, bass, keyboards, and drums.
For the wind instruments, was it an easy transition from one to another?
Well, flutes and saxophones have the same fingering.
Okay.
So just getting a handle on the reed situation was a learning curve, and then the hard thing was going to oboe and bassoon because they have, just like clarinet, they have a completely different set of fingers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only thing about those. Oboe, bassoon, clarinet, different fingerings than saxes and flutes. But once you got that down, it was pretty simple then. The main part is being able to read music. So
right.
Once you learn how to read music, you can pretty much navigate your way around anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, since you grew up, you've been playing with Nick Corleone, who's one of my favorite. I mean, actually, all the guys you played with, man, I just love all of them. Really, I mean, great group of musicians that you've been able to play with. What's the lesson you've learned from having had the opportunity to work with so many different types of artists?
Well, the people that I've been blessed to play with, you know, sometimes, you know, we have artists, and the thing about jazz, especially contemporary jazz, it's not one of those industries like pop, rock, or R&B. So the jazz cats are, for the most part, more approachable and more personable. So you got a chance to kind of really meet and get to know these cats. So Uncle Nick, as we all call him, Uncle Nick became a great friend, and he's a great proponent of supporting others. So I used to be, you know, hanging out at festivals and shows that Nick was on, and anytime he would see me in the audience, he would ask me, "Hey, did you bring your horn? I'm going to call you up on the stage." So he would always give me the opportunity to get some FaceTime on one of his shows. Well, eventually, when I started recording on my album, you know, I reached out to Uncle Nick, be like, "Hey, can you do a track with me on the album?" And he, without hesitation, no problem. And just learning from those guys, no matter how far you are in your career or what status and level you think you are, you know, you should always reach back and give somebody a hand up, because, you know, there's no guarantee that you're going to stay there or even going to make it to that level, but always stay grounded and humble and never pass up on the opportunity to help somebody else. So that's the main lesson that I've learned working with these guys.
Cool. The new EP that just dropped, When We Meet Again, features about 5 tracks.
The EP is actually titled Quintastic.
Okay.
So yeah, the latest single is When We Meet
When
Again.
We Meet Again. Okay. And I see on there at the bottom it says, "To all the men and women who put their lives on the line for us every single day." Is this a thank you cut?
Yes, I mean, it's a thank you, it's a tribute, because the EP was actually supposed to be released, and it was released to radio. The end of 2019 was the first single, and then 2020 was the actual EP release. And I had a whole tour scheduled, you know, I had 20 cities lined up for the CD release party tour, and of course COVID completely wiped all of that out.
Right.
And so I wanted to release this song, you know, because, you know, I'm a believer, and I know there's plenty of believers out there, and it doesn't matter to me what you believe in spiritually, but most of us believe that we will see our loved ones again. And so that tribute is to When We Meet Again. So once this life is over, once we made it through this, we will see our loved ones again. And also a thank you to everybody that's been out there battling this virus and putting themselves in harm's way to make sure we're safe.
Cool. That's real cool, man. We mentioned Quintastic, and since that is the name of that's a new word, right?
Quintastic has been around for a little bit. If you look up the hashtag Quintastic, Quintastic means a person that is at least 50 years or older that's still attractive, successful, and fabulous. So I pinned that when I turned 50 a few years back at the beginning of this project, and it kind of stuck. So this is for all my Quintastic people. You know, they say, like, all the time, they're like, 40 is the new 30.
Right.
No, I'm like, look, 50 is the new 50. We're going to be Quintastic. We're going to accept all them years.
There you go.
All that wisdom and all that grace.
That's right. That's what you get when you get a little older. We done worked hard to get that. We can't just give it up.
That's right.
Well, man, I understand that you're going to be here in September. You're going to be in Charlotte, showing off your skills down in the Queen City. Tell me about the spot. What spot's?
Oh, man. The place down there is a fairly new jazz club. It's called Middle C Jazz in Charlotte. It's a wonderful place. I had the pleasure of playing back there. It was one of the dates that got rescheduled from COVID. And it was during the pandemic when they were on 50% capacity, so we had a great turnout. And then they invited me back to do 4 shows. So I'll be there Friday and Saturday, September 10th and 11th, and there's show times at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. each night. So if you go check out Middle C Jazz, go to their website, or you can go to my website, DeonYates.com, and click on the upcoming events tab. You can get more information, get tickets, but it's going to be a great night. They always have a good time. They treat me real well down there, and I enjoy hanging out down there in the Carolinas. I'm trying to get, I don't know if I can find some place to play in Chapel Hill, but we might be able to pull something off in Raleigh, Durham, somewhere over there.
That'll
get
work.
me back down in that area. I used to be at BU all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
that things have changed up since the pandemic. A lot of places have been cutting out their live entertainment.
Mhm.
So we'll see what the future's going to hold for us.
Yeah, well, we're going to hope that. So, if folks, I wouldn't wait till to see what happens for the future right about now. September the 10th and 11th, he will be in Charlotte at the Middle C Jazz Club. So, look online. You can get an address for it. You can get the time. You can get the money, cost, the price, all the things you need to know about where Deon's going to be at there, as well as where else you're going to be, because I'm sure that's not the only spot you're touring in the coming months, right? Oh, wow. I think we lost Deon. Well, anyway, I know what we're going to do. Deon, thank you so much, Deon Yates. I'm sure he may be listening online. If not, I'm sure his people are. Y'all know I love Deon. We'll be looking forward to the show at the Middle C Jazz Club Friday and Saturday, September 10th and 11th. Since he left, or we hit the phone, the gremlins got a hold of him. What we're going to do is play you another Deon Yates cut. It's called When We